strong side for the sake of today's lab. I need some gentleman in here that would be a volunteer for me to do some work on from supine to sideline to sitting. Great, thanks. If you don't mind, and I have this to simulate a bed. There's 2 beds in the ADL suite that will be available. There's that plinth over there, and then we have these 2 plinths over here with side by side. Do not just use one. You do not have enough width. So if you could, then Andrew, have a kind of in the middle of that bed, lie supine. All right. So first thing is, I want to start here. We just got Andrew back in bed, and by golly, he really needs to get up here. Okay? Well, I can grab a nurse, and we can just get the sheets, and we can give him a kind of a good tug. You know, that works, but you know what? What's that?
I can help with that.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. So we want Andrew to kind of learn a little bit how to move his own body, okay? And he has that potential to do that. He might have a leg that's flaccid. If that's the case, we're probably going to have to support that leg. But the whole idea with bed mobility, and some of you have already been through this, is really the key to moving in bed is to bridge and scoop. So first thing I'm going to do before I do anything, I'm going to ask Andrew to go ahead and bridge. And actually move down this way if you would. Good. Okay, so go ahead and just lift your hips up. That's the key. Now as a therapist, I'm going to put the gait belt on now. Okay? So I'm going to work with the gait belt. Second thing is we're having him bridge. Is the precursor to scooting. So we're going to have him bridge, and then this is not like a bed. A bed a little bit different in terms of the friction that's there because it is softer and it gives. So it's easier than when it is on something like this. But for the most part, Andrew needs to get up to the head of the bed. I'm going to encourage him to do as much of that for himself as possible. So he's going to bridge up, and then he's going to try and scoot backwards. Good. All right? Excellent. So that's one type of bridge and scoop. Another one could be, you know, I need Andrew over this way so I can deal with him. So I'm going to have him do lateral scooting. So I may or may not have to support this leg. So go ahead and bring your hips up and bring your hips towards me. Good. And down. And then it's kind of moving your upper body and your lower body towards the left. Lateral scooting. The key is bridge and scoop. Now, one thing that you're going to do is you need to get some key points of control. First thing is I'm teaching my person bridging. They're going to have some difficulty with it. So I might actually just bring the hips up, down. Work on bridging. Get the belt underneath them. So you might want to do just some hands-on type of get some key points. Okay. You got them up the head of the bed. Good to go. I need him a little closer to me because we need to have him come to his side because we're going to get him seated. Bring your hips up towards me. Good. Upper body towards me. All right, good. Now, went a little too far. I'm going to go back that way. Bridge up. Good. Excellent. All right, so we got him in position. Now, it's a log roll, okay? Beginning with your legs. Key points of control is going to be the hip, and we're going to draw this arm across here, and typically this is the strong side, if there is such a side, okay? So I'm on the hip, and then I'm going to be just kind of behind the shoulder, allowing Andrew to do as much for himself as possible coming to a side rolling position. Okay? So here, allowing as much for him to do for himself as possible. Now, if he can come up to this forearm, yeah, that's fine. But if he can't, we'll just leave him there. Come back down. So we're here. Okay? Allow him to do as much for himself as possible. Now the next thing is, I got to get him up to a sitting position. And this is not a matter of brute strength. It's a matter of momentum. Okay? So it's going to look like this. I'm going to come under here. I'm going to come under here. I'm here. Okay? And you want to minimize that conservation of H as much as possible. Horizontal distance between my body and my person, right? So get in there and get right in there, okay? Now, I'm going to open up my stance. Notice how I just shifted my feet. I'm open here. I'm not here. I'm open towards his legs. Because what happens is when I bring them up, I'm gonna do a slide. And I'll show you why we do that. So I'm here, looking straight up, trying to minimize my back. And it's gonna be all one motion, but it's gonna kind of start here, and then that momentum is gonna pop him up, and then I'm gonna kind of slide here. Okay, so I'm back in front of him. Why? In case he keeps going, or if he starts to slide off the bed. I can get in here and I can shift him back. Okay? If I'm here, he's gone, or he's going down to the floor. Okay, start supine again if you would. Okay, so bridge and scoot a little bit towards me. Good, excellent. Can you do this on your own? Good, excellent, excellent. I'm gonna allow him to do that, but I'm gonna help him out. Good. Next thing is, maybe he's got a right leg that's not moving well. The only thing you can do is take his left foot and put it behind your right ankle. Good, just like that. So you see how your strong leg's going to help take this one off? Okay, I'm here, nice broad stance, open. Minimize that conservation of H. 1, 2, here, boom. Make that slide. He starts coming down, I'm there to get him back up. He starts going over, I got him. Sit, supine to sideline to sitting, and then we'll make our transfer. Jill, anything to add to that?
You just mentioned last time about what happened if they go.
Okay. So what happens if unfortunately your patient does end up seemingly too far forward, and it's like, oh boy, I'm not going backwards with them. We're going to the floor. What do you do? Just try and hold them up, scream for a nurse. I'm not saying you wouldn't do that. It's probably not a good choice, and you could hurt yourself. Probably the most reasonable, logical choice would be to try and both of you go to the floor as gracefully as possible. That's sometimes the best you can do. I shared with Thursday's group that I have had to do that one time, and you learn real quickly that probably won't ever do